Hi again. This is the third part of It Started With a Vacation. Also, I do not own the Haikyuu characters and this does not accurately represent the Haikyuu characters. Hope you enjoy the video. Atsumu and Komori stared down at Atsumu's wound as it continued to leak out crimson blood onto his pastel-colored shirt. What do I do? Put pressure? Where? The metal is currently in the way. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm a fucking volleyball player. So am I. You expect me to know? No. But I wish someone did. Well, maybe we should pull the metal out. Atsumu grabbed the piece of the plane that was stabbing him through the other side. No. Why? I don't know. I feel like it's just a bad idea. Well, that's not helpful. I'm not supposed to be versed in this. This is not my strong suit. Well, if Sakusa was here, he would know what to do. Wow. Low blow, asshole. Comparing me to my cousin. Well. Yeah, well, Osamu wouldn't have gotten stabbed. Komori felt some more water come out of his throat as he coughed it out and turned back to Atsumu angrily. Well, Osamu isn't here. Neither is Kiyumi. No? No. He's somewhere else. Along with Sunarin and Emichi. Komori paused their argument by holding up a hand and breathing in and out. No one was left on the plane? The plane got split. Split? Yeah, in 3. I tried explaining this. I think Samu and Omi are back there with the tail of the plane. And that explosion is where Sunarin and Michinari were. The explosion? Yeah. The one over the cliff. Oh. Atsumu's pain grew on his side as he leaned himself against a tree and finally let the situation around them sink in as he noticed Komori doing the same. The explosion? Yes. The place where it exploded. Yeah, they were in the front. They exploded? I don't know. But I hope not. Komori looked around him as everything seemed to start spinning as his mind flooded with thoughts. Komori closed his eyes as he fell back. Matoya. Komori opened his eyes to find himself back in his childhood home with a teenage Sakusa in front of him. Huh? I wasn't doing anything. That's the point. Komori looked down as he saw a safety practice dummy in front of them with a knife stabbed through its arm. What do you do, Matoya? I don't know. Take the knife out? Komori grabbed the knife as Sakusa grabbed his hand and stopped him immediately. No. That would cause more blood loss. And possibly death. Kiyumi, I don't want to learn this. Too bad, I took the class so we could be safe. I didn't take the class though. Which is why I'm teaching you. What do you do? I don't know. Apply pressure? That's second, but what's first? Pulling it out? No, it causes more bleeding and more internal damage. I don't know then. If we can't do that, then. The opposite of that? Which is? Keeping it in place? Yes. Komori smiled as he started wrapping around the knife as he felt a large headache hit his body. Moto. Komori opened his eyes to see Atsumu looming over his body with a worried expression. Atsumu? What? Did a plane crash? Yes? Okay. Komori got a hold of his surroundings again as he looked around him for something he could use as a bandage. What's going on, Moto? I remember why I know not to take out the metal out. Okay? Sakusa gave me a lesson a day when he was taking EMT classes. That sounds right. Atsumu chuckled as he held his side in pain as Komori frowned, not finding anything he could use. Okay then. What are you looking for? Bandages? Good luck, they only grow in grocery stores, you know. Sarcasm is not necessary. Fine. Try the suitcases. Komori smiled as he looked over to the plane that was still mostly intact, which meant the suitcases stayed in place. Perfect. Let's go. Both of us? Unless you want to stay in the forest while the sun sets. Atsumu shook his head as Komori helped him up and they started making their trek through the water again. Sakusa was rifling through Osamu's suitcase, since he had already gone through his own, noticing his first aid kit was missing from it. Please let there be something in here. Sakusa was elated when he saw the white outline of a first aid kit in Osamu's suitcase and grabbed it out immediately, looking for 3 things: alcohol wipes or liquid, burn cream, and bandages. Why couldn't you be awake for this? You would know what's in your suitcase. But you had to pass out from your wounds. Sakusa snarled as he looked over to Osamu, whose eyes were open. Sakusa jumped as Osamu blinked as a tear fell down his cheek. Ow. I'm sorry. Not you. Osamu, who had been placed on the couch by Sakusa, back up, looked up at his significant other. My back. Well, that's what happens when you. What did happen to your back? See for yourself. Osamu pointed over the tree as Sakusa looked over, noticing shards of metal and glass on the ground under the fire. What? Did you fall in it? No. When we crashed, my seatbelt broke and I slid into it. It just so happened fires can happen spontaneously when you crash. Sakusa cringed as Osamu chuckled, taking the first aid kit from Sakusa. What were you looking for? Bandages. Here. You also need a stick for that knotted leg. Sakusa, who was using the tree as support, looked down at his leg, which looked kind of liquefied except for the foot, frowning. Gross. It's your leg. You think it's repairable? Sure. Osamu handed up the bandages as he looked towards the forest, which made him get up and start walking into it. Samu? You shouldn't be walking around. Calm down. I'm getting you a stick to solidify the noodle. Can we please stop calling it that? It either noodle or blood soup, your choice. Noodle it is. Osamu grabbed a long but sturdy stick as he lined it up with Sakusa's leg as he started bandaging it against the stick. I was supposed to be helping you. Don't worry, I'll let you once I finish helping you. Fine. Osamu shook his head as he laid back down on the plain couch, back up so that Sakusa could care for it. We need stuff. What? To survive in the woods. Sakusa grabbed out the burn cream as he squirted it all on Osamu's back as he rubbed it in, then taking shirts and placing them on the wound. Finally using belts and shoelaces to secure the shirts in place. People will come for us. Yeah. They will, but they may not find us in time. So what do we do? Make a way for them to find us. Osamu blinked to try and keep himself awake, but his whole body ached for him to fall asleep. Samu? We need to claw, sma. Osamu closed his eyes as he seemed to either fall asleep or pass out as Sakusa looked around him, not remembering how to signal others. Let's see. Sakusa closed his eyes as he tried to remember something that felt like it would be helpful. Never? No, never. Sakusa found himself in a memory of him, Akaji, and Atsumu at their dining room table discussing something. Like ever? No. Why would I want to go camping? Has Matoya? Yeah, with his dad and mine. But not you? No. I'm not surprised, but also surprised. Right? Whatever. But you know about smoke signals? And class, right? The fic are those? Really? I thought everyone knew these. Especially when hiking. I don't hike. Wow, just wow. So what is class? You've seen stranded movies, right? Like on a remote island or something. Probably. Well, class is about SOS signals. C for colors. L for location. A for angles. S is for size. And S is for shape. Yeah, C means use color and SOS. Location is to remind you to use an open space so people can see it. Angles mean sharp angles. Nature doesn't usually have 90-degree angles. Size means big. And shape means V for needing held and X for signaling someone is injured. Okay, why do you know this? This is dumb info. No one will need this. I don't know. It's just common knowledge. Clearly not. And a smoke signal is just using fire smoke to signal someone. Yep, but you need a clear day and hopefully you can produce black smoke. Okay, what if it's dark? Wait for the next day. Not much can be seen at night. Okay? This won't be useful ever in my life. Sakusa opened his eyes and sighed at the irony of that whole conversation. To be fair, I wasn't expecting to be stranded. Ever. Sakusa noticed the setting sun as he decided to start setting up a ground-to-air signal. Class. Okay. Sakusa used the open area where the tail took down many trees to start writing his SOS. Suna and Akaji were thrown against the cliff wall from the explosion as they felt every rock in the wall indent into their skin. They fell onto their knees when the initial blast was finished. That was not pleasant. Suna had the air knocked out of him as he tried to catch his breath. Really? I thought it was great. Akaji rolled his eyes as he fell onto his back, finding himself with no strength left to do anything. It seems like it'll be getting dark soon. I wonder if the pilot is all right. Sure, he's fine. I can be hopeful. Not about that. Fine. I wish we had a fire. Suna finally caught his breath as he frowned at the extinguished fire from the explosion. Yeah, that's for the best. I wish we had out stuff. Akaji was also looking at the plane, remembering everything they packed had just exploded. Fire. We might be able to find some scattered materials around here. Or at least a flashlight. Akaji looked over to Suna, confused as he tried to figure out why Suna was mumbling so much. Rintaro? Are you okay? Yeah, I'll be fine tomorrow. What's going on here? Nothing. Okay. Akaji pulled himself up as he started looking around the plane for things that hopefully fell out. You gonna help? Suna looked up at the sky, concerned as he held his chest in pain. I'm guessing that's a no. Okay, let's see. Some stuffing from the cushions. Metal shrapnel. Broken branches from trees. And some wiring. Akaji shook his head as he realized there was nothing good left behind. I wish we just had extra clothing or Akaji saw Suna staring at a bright red plastic thing on the ground. A first aid kit. That'll be helpful. We can stop your bleeding. Yeah. Akaji shook his head at the seemingly entranced Suna as he ran over, grabbed some of the cushioning, the wires, the branches and the first aid kit. Okay, let me start bandaging you up. All right. Akaji took out some cotton pads from the first aid kit and poured some of the rubbing alcohol on Suna's wounds as Suna cringed away. Ow. Shit, that stings. Yeah, I bet. But it's cleaning your tetanus wound. It doesn't have tetanus. It could. Machinery. I'm just saying. Akaji took off Suna's shirt as he started applying the cotton pads and wrapping the bandage around his torso. This is familiar. Is it? As Akaji finished what he was doing, he thought back to the moment that was giving him a déjà vu moment. Hurry up. It was Halloween day and the group of them were heading out to go trick-or-treating at some friends' houses. You don't have to be an actual mummy. We got enough of the fake bandages to do it. Why me? Couldn't Rintaro or Atsumu have done this? They're going as Donkey and Elizabeth the dragon from Shrek. It'll be a minute for them to be ready. Coco or Sakusa? They are ready as Cousin Ed and Gomez Adams, but they're avoiding me. I walked through the door and got ambushed. Well, it would help if the zombie whose makeup I still have to do would stop complaining and hurry up. Come on. Akaji continued to wrap Osamu begrudgingly as Osamu looked at the clock anxiously. Stop. You're making me anxious. We have to leave before it gets dark. Why? That's less fun. Because Rin is not so fond of the dark, so we need to get out of here quickly if we want to do this at all. Oh, really? Yeah. He's been afraid of the dark ever since I've met him. Yikes. I heard my name. Suna walked into the living room smiling with his red face paint on and dragon wings. Nice. Thanks. The ass will be down here soon. Haha. Hey Rin, can you finish wrapping me while Michinari heads upstairs to get makeup from Atsumu? Sure. What were you talking about? The dark. Fick that. Wow. You thought I was kidding. Kinda. Akaji snapped out of his reminiscing as he tied the last part of the bandage together. Was it when Osamu went as a mummy? Huh? The similarity to rapping me? Yeah, actually. Anyways, let's get that fire started for you. That would be great. Suna smiled as Akaji grabbed the sticks and wires to create a friction device for friction fires, using the cushioning as a fire starter. The sun set soon after, with the groups finally realizing the severity of the situations. Sakusa and Osamu still had no idea if anyone else survived but them. Atsumu and Komori were well aware of where everyone should be, but were almost sure the others were either dead or dying. Suna and Akaji knew that everyone had to be okay, or at least they were in denial that everyone could be dead. Hope you enjoyed the video. The next video will be the next part of the Meet Your Sin series. I have a TikTok. I do fun little videos drawing the Haikyuu next generation and Haikyuu ships, so if you'd like to see those. I have a Discord server, you can join with the link in the description below. If you'd like to support me, and maybe buy me a coffee to keep me awake for my late night editing sessions, there is a link in the description below. Everything said before will be linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support.